Hi there, welcome back, beautiful souls. How are you feeling today? So this information just dropped in as I was thinking of the videos we just created. And what they wanted to bring forward is that sometimes it's a lot easier to look at others and keep blaming them than to look at ourselves. It's a lot easier. And I know because I lived this when my uncle passed away and I was angry with my cousin for not telling me. It was so much easier to be angry with her than to deal with the sadness, with the grief that my uncle had passed and I would no longer see him in this life, in his physical form. Because this is the part that we miss. You know, I see him more now in the spirit realm than I did while we were here, you know, in this lifetime. Towards the end, anyway, in the last 10 years. Before that, growing up, we would see him every weekend, you know, as I was growing up. We were very close. But in the last, say, 10 years, I've hardly seen him, you know. My cousin, her husband's family became priority, and so everything revolved around his family and what they were doing, and they're quite a large family, so there's so many of them that there was always an event, a birthday or an anniversary or something going on with them, you know. And so we drifted apart, and our paths also drifted apart. We went in different directions, you know. So it no longer made sense. The last few times, you know, I would visit her, I just didn't feel like we were meant to be at this point in time, you know, seeing each other constantly, because we were just getting to a point where there was nothing in common anymore, you know. My path had led me down this way, you know, of all these beautiful books, of communicating with spirit guides, of just letting go of all that, you know. And I have to respect, you know, that most people, I would say, are not here to awaken. They're here to have this beautiful human experience. That's what their soul desires, you know. And while they're engrossed in this, they did this to me and they did that to me and she said this and they said that and all this drama and chaos, and I just didn't belong in that world anymore, you know. I couldn't do it anymore. And there comes a time when you begin to awaken that you have this intense yearning for peace and to be in calm environments and to be I guess less and less, you know, around human beings that are constantly having to talk. You know, I find I love moments when I'm with my husband or I'm with my daughter and we just don't need to talk. We just sit, you know, and I can feel the energy. I can sit in that beautiful energy and I don't need to be in conversation, you know, with words. I find, you know, with time that words are like the least reliable of all the ways of communication, you know, all the ways that we can communicate. So in this beautiful video, you know, we wanted to bring through perhaps for you to sit with yourself today and really look at, okay, am I blaming these people for my, let's say, loneliness, or, you know, that now I don't trust anyone, or that, you know, because again, trust is something that we learn here. There's no reason for us to not trust when we're not in this 3D reality, you know, this simulation. Outside of here, it just doesn't exist. You just know within yourself that you are supported. You know that you are loved. You know that you are whole and complete. You know these things because you are these things. You don't have to be anything else, you know. But we come here, and I was listening to Alan Watts. I just love listening to him lately. And it is like we put on these costumes, you know, that today I'm going to be this. And, you know, through our childhood, we pretend to be this. We put on this costume of what is it like to be unworthy, and what is it like to not trust the world, not trust the beings around us. They make us feel not safe, you know. because that's where not trusting comes from. The beings that bring us into the world are supposed to make us feel safe and loved and supported, heard and seen, and all these beautiful things. But for the most part, that's not what they do. You know, that's not the experience we come to have. And so we grow up that we don't trust anyone, because if you can't trust the beings that brought you into the world, how can you trust anyone? You know? And for me growing up, there was this huge thing in my home that the world is not a safe place. You know, that's what my parents kept repeating over and over and over. To them, it wasn't a safe place. Why? Because my mum lost her parents at the age of 5. So to her, no, it's not a safe place, because the people that are most important in your life are taken away by spirit. How can God do this to me? Take away the 2 beings I need the most while I'm growing up. So how can I trust that life supports me, that life is here for me? How can I trust that? Think about it. If it was you, imagine yourself at the age of 5. Imagine both of your parents are taken away. It's like the rug's being pulled out from underneath you. Can you trust? Would you be able to trust anything, anyone? Or would you too think that this place is so dangerous? It's not safe here. And then you would spend the rest of your life trying to control every little thing. Because that's where control comes from. We don't trust. We don't trust that the universe has our back, that it's supporting us in every moment, that it's giving us exactly what we came for. We don't trust that. That's where trust fails us many times, you know. So, my beautiful beings, is it easier to be looking at these beings outside of you and saying, they did this to me, and now because of that, I'm broken? Which, by the way, again, is not true. You cannot be broken because you are energy. But this is the perception. And that's what we are trying to shift you out of. You cannot be broken. You are energy. And energy cannot be destroyed. It can only change form. That's what you do when you die. You go back to your beautiful state of energy, this light, this, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. But, you know, what we don't take into consideration is that our soul, when it looks down on us, our spirit guides, when they look at us in our human form, to them, you are the most beautiful. More beautiful than any rose, more beautiful than any star, more beautiful than anything of this world. You are the most beautiful to them. No matter what you look like, no matter who you think you are inside. We point the finger all day long at others outside of us, and we judge that they were cruel, that they were bad, that how could they do this to me? How could they do this to me? And this too is a learned behavior. Because how many of us as little ones are ever taught that we are the love, we are the light, we are it. And our purpose is to be that light. That's it. There is nothing else. How many of us? Because that's not the experience that our souls have chosen. We are already that in our natural state. So we come here to take on all these beliefs that somehow our love is somewhere out there, in someone else, in something else. separate from us. We've been taught to focus outside of us our whole lives. That is the experience. And so we become like the dog chasing the tail, and it never catches the tail because it's not out there. But for so many of us, looking at ourselves is more scary than continuing to point the finger out there. We're too scared to look at how unworthy we are, too afraid to sit with we're not good enough, and terrified of the fact that we can't be loved. How could we possibly be loved? I mean, for me, after my sister was born, I thought my mother didn't love me anymore. And I was 5 when that happened. She had my sister now. She didn't need me anymore. She didn't want me anymore. She didn't love me anymore. This is what I decided at the age of 5. And so if the being that brings you into this world doesn't want you, what does that say about you, my beautiful beings? What does that say? Why would I want to look at myself? I'm unwanted, unlovable. And that hurts too much. I don't want to look at that. But the moment you begin to look at you, you begin to go within and see the truth. You realize it was the experience you chose to have. Because you are the love. You are the love and the light. You are it. There is no question to the universe of your worthiness. You are here. And to the universe, that is enough. That you are willing to go through all of this. To Spirit, that is enough. Every experience you have, Spirit has through you. Spirit is grateful for everything. So grateful. Everything you've been through. There is no question, no doubt. The universe loves you just as you are in this moment. It loves everything you've been through, everything you were willing to go through, everything you chose to experience. It loves everything about you. Everything. And I see this every Reiki session I've done, and the spirit guides come in, whoever those spirit guides are, because sometimes they're beings that I don't recognize, I don't know them. That's all I see. Love, unconditional love, admiration. There's this look of admiration for us, for what we are doing here. We were brave enough to come here and go through this. You know, for many of us, there is no hell outside of earth. For many of us, we already went through hell to get here. We've already been through it. So, my beautiful beings, is it time to Remember the truth, because really that's all it is. It's remembering the truth of who you are. That you have always been worthy from the moment you took your first breath. There's no question. Spirit has no doubts. You have always been worthy of God's love. You've always been worthy. You have always deserved. Because to Spirit, the word deserve doesn't even come into play. Spirit loves you. That's it. Deserve is something that we learn as little ones because, we need to be good enough. We need to be good little girls and boys, to earn that love. And that's where this word deserve comes from. Oh, now I deserve Mum's love because I've been a good little girl. I did everything she asked me to do. And I've made her happy. So I deserve her love. But this is a human experience. It's part of the separate I. To Spirit, to God, that love is yours always. Spirit loves you always. There's no conditions. There's no deserves, doesn't come anywhere into it. The word just doesn't even appear. You are Spirit having a human experience, and Spirit is love. Therefore, you are love. Not loved, but love. You are love. This is who you are. How can you not be worthy of what you are? It's like saying to the wave in the ocean, you're not wet. To the wave, that doesn't make sense, but I'm part of the ocean. How can I not be wet? This is what you're saying. I am the wave in the ocean, but I'm not wet. You are made of the same. You are the wave in the ocean, and you are made of the same as the ocean. You are made of love. This is who you are, my beautiful beings. All these other things, not worthy, not deserving, not good enough, all of these things, they're just part of your human experience. They're not who you are. They're just beliefs that you created around the experiences you've had. They're not who you are. And none of them are true. None of those beliefs that you have about yourself are true. Unless your belief is that you are the love, you are the light. You are made of the same as the stars and the sun. Then yes, your beliefs are true. All right, my beautiful beings. We love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. We love you dearly. Bye for now.